Hi folks, Steven here, and welcome into TK Power Sports. I'm currently sitting on the 2026 Sea-Doo Explorer Pro, and we're out here exploring in this gorgeous gorge here in Arizona. Now in this video, I want to tell you everything there is to know about this unit, so make sure you stay tuned. All right, let's take a quick walk around on this Explorer Pro. So this is the Explorer Pro 230. That means that this thing is using the 1630 Ace engine, but it is supercharged to make 230 horsepower. Like all Sea-Doo models, this is a closed-looped cooling system, and this thing only requires 87 octane, unlike some of the other Sea-Doo models which call for 91. Talking about size, this is a sizable unit. Length is 146.8 inches, width, or the beam, is 49.6, while the height here is 55.5 inches. This is Sea-Doo's ST3 fiberglass hull that supports this thing. Now, weight capacity on your Explorer Pro, and that's important for a model like this where you're gonna be bringing a lot of stuff with you. Weight capacity is 600 pounds, rider capacity is three people, and specifically this rear platform right here, Sea-Doo says, has a capacity of 221 pounds. Now, fuel capacity here is 18.5 US gallons, while the glove box has 0.8 gallons of storage. The front storage bin has 25.3, and then this also comes with the Link Explorer dry bag, which has 26.4 US gallons of storage, and storage is definitely a big deal on this model. Now, talking about weight, this thing has a dry weight of 917 pounds, so it is pretty sizable, and once you add in all your fluids, it's going to be even more than that. Now, you can already see some of the features. First of all, you are getting that touring windshield up there. You're getting this neon bumper up here around the front, and that should help you with docking. It should help not bump into some things, but it's also just an extra rail that you could attach things onto as well, so I do appreciate that. As we move back, you can see the handlebars here are unique to Explorer Pro. You're getting this handlebar riser, you're getting a tilt setting, and you're getting the handlebar damper down in there. I'll talk more about all that stuff soon enough. This also has standard, the 10.25 inch touchscreen. Now, some other things you're getting here, the gunnel footrests, those came out actually on the Fish Pro, but here it allows you to sit sideways and rest your feet a little bit more comfortably there, which I like. But honestly, this is, to me, to my eyes, one of the most unique parts of the Explorer Pro, this huge rear deck extension, because it allows you to put multiple Link accessories back here. So multiple fuel caddies and a cooler, multiple coolers, whatever you need to haul back here, you can. And then finally at the very back, yes, you do have a really nice big reboarding step if you are swimming. And I can also show you the main storage. So you do have this small storage right here. That's just big enough for a phone, and my camera fits in there, but this storage is quite small, and Sea-Doo actually kind of compromised that storage, but they did it for a good reason, and that is to get to, excuse the camera angle for a second, that is to get to this storage, which is absolutely massive. I love this storage bin, so it keeps all your stuff at hand. There's my camera bag down in there. And look, from a seated position, that storage is right in front of you. The handlebars lift up and you can lean right in there and get to everything. Plus, you fuel right there. So if you are fueling this thing out on the water, that's actually pretty convenient too. And all your safety stuff tucks up in there. So yeah, massive amounts of storage here on your Explorer Pro. And now here we are out here on this Explorer Pro. And there's a whole bunch of things you notice about this one. I mean, the first one, I'll show you guys, is the windshield. And I've been riding this thing for a little bit now, and it does make a difference. Definitely cuts down on that bow spray, keeps you a little bit drier. If you're working hard enough, of course, you can still get wet, but it definitely does do its job, and I appreciate that. Now, I'm on the more powerful Explorer Pro here, and once you put it in sport mode, power is no problem whatsoever. Accelerates hard, so yeah, would never complain about the power. What the weird thing with Explorer Pro is a bit of the handling. It does like to bow hunt a little bit. It's definitely I would describe it as a busy ride, just from the point of view that if you just want to go in a straight line and you think you can just, sit there and hold your bars, you can't. You're always doing these little corrections because it just feels like the front of this thing's getting pushed around a bit. So not the most sort of settled feeling down in the water. And that's definitely, I'd say, one of the bigger negatives here. Because yeah, with an Explorer Pro, with a machine that's pitched as, hey, go on a long adventure, a long ride, you want to be doing less input. Less input is better. Now, one thing that definitely helps is the steering damper here. And I found myself preferring it to be on sort of full stiff, which makes the bars the hardest to turn. But that also means that they're never getting ripped out of your hands. You're not fighting against them. And I find it's easier on full stiff to make those little corrections rather than when it's on kind of full light and then you end up kind of overcorrecting. So that definitely helps here, and I think that's one of the reasons why Sea-Doo did that. Another thing that really helps and I really like is the handlebar riser and the tilt you can get out of the bars. This has to be one of, if not the best machine I can think of for standing up and riding, because the handlebars just come so tall, to such a tall position when you are out there on the water. So yes, I love the customizability of the handlebars here. It's just the handling that does leave a little bit to be desired. Now, outside of that, when it comes to all the other adventure stuff, the 10.25-inch touchscreen just came to Explorer Pro this year. That makes all the sense in the world. Frankly, this is the kind of model that should have launched on, mostly for the navigation. Now, I'm just idling here at slow speeds, and I'll stand up just to try to give you guys a sense for how stable this unit is, because that's another thing I feel. I mean, I'm a big guy. Just standing here shaking it side to side, I feel like I'd really have to work to get water, coming in over the gunnel there. I could if I stood right up on the gunnel and tried, but yeah, I would literally have to try, and that's a good feeling. On a unit like this, I think stability is incredibly important. This is not meant to, go fast and hook tight turns. You want maximum comfort and stability, whether you're at high speeds or slow speeds. And outside of the bow hunting thing, I think the stability is here, especially at slow speeds, so I like that. One of the other additions is down there on the gunnel. You might have seen it. They actually put these separate sort of floorboards there, which makes it flat. So if you turn your body and just want to rest your feet there, it's a more comfortable seating position. That was something that came out on the Fish Pro, because when you're fishing, you might often be turned sideways, and they brought that over here to Explorer Pro as well. And then finally, I think the other thing you feel here is just the length of this unit. This is a big, long unit. It's got that extended deck, which means you can put all kinds of accessories on the back. That's important. You can bring fuel caddies, coolers, whatever you need. And again, that big, long section really just adds to that feeling of sort of stability and just comfort down in the water. So let's take a closer look at this touchscreen here on Explorer Pro. It's 10.25 inches. It is now standard on Explorer Pro, which is nice. And yes, it is a touchscreen. It only works at up to 8 miles per hour. Once you get over 8, you can no longer be reaching up here and touching it, but I think that makes a lot of sense. But then Sea-Doo also has controls here on your handlebars. So using these controls over here, I can basically manipulate everything on that screen up there, change from media, navigation, back to just my gauges. Now this is another thing here which I really like, and it's that middle gauge because it's customizable. So right now it's showing me water depth. We're in 14, 15 feet of water, but if I hold it, then you can get a compass. You can get your distance to empty, which I really like, but I think what I like more than that is the next one, which is time to empty. So that's actually going to be a live readout. That's, taking your inputs, how you're riding the machine, and then it's trying to estimate exactly how long it's going to take until you run out of fuel. And yeah, that's really important, especially with time, I think, on a PWC. It's nice to see the time rather than just the distance. It's, yeah, not as simple to track distance out here on the water as it is on the road, for example. So I like that it also gives you that time readout. And Sea-Doo realizes, once again, with the touchscreen, you have to be able to control it without touching it, so you can do everything off these controls here. Now you can see there, we do have different drive modes, sport, normal, and eco. I do appreciate having those, especially eco on a model like this, because yeah, if you want to go a long way, you don't want to be chewing through your gas too quick. Now, of course, you can carry extra fuel caddies with you. That's the whole point of Explorer Pro, but still nice to have that eco mode to keep you safe. and then we can roll through a few other screens here as well. So yeah, there's my audio. I am listening to some tunes out here, which has been nice. The audio system is great, sounds good, nice and clean, solid bass out of it. And then finally, here's our Navionics map system. So Sea-Doo on this ride today programmed all of our different waypoints in there, so you can see I'm 4 miles away from the Topak Bridge. And yeah, nice to have that. Nice to have little points of interest along the way, and it also marks different things that you might want to know about in the water. So really handy to have that navigation, super helpful on this model. And I can also go up here and show you the group ride capability. So those are all the different units that are out here with us. Now, one limitation of the group ride is that if you don't have cell service, and actually it said it right there, signal is lost. So right now I don't have cell service, none of the other people have cell service, so they're all right over there. Normally they'd show up on my map, but when you don't have cell service, you don't get that live location readout. So that is one limitation of the system. But if you don't have cell service, don't worry, the maps are all downloadable, so you can make sure you have your maps preloaded for the area you're going to, and yeah, you'll be good to go. So with cell service, the system works better, but you'll still be okay without it as well. And I also like there, you can see it's telling us some details of our ride today. So we've gone 34 miles and been riding for 2.5 hours. And you can also set breadcrumbs true, so this thing will track you and make sure you can find your way back home. Yeah, man, I really like this 10.25 inch touchscreen. It does make me a little bit nervous, especially because out here on the water in the beating sun, it's going to deal with the heat. And this is also the exact same hardware that goes on Ski-Doo models, so you know it's going to be out there in -40 as well. But BRP says that the screen is built for it, and in my short time with it today, I'd have to agree. But yeah, over time, how's it going to hold up in the weather? Well, we have to wait and see for sure. But based on everything we've done today, this screen just makes the ride out here that much more enjoyable because you have more information, and yeah, you can keep up with your friends, let them know where you are. That's going to keep you safer as well, and you can also plot out your whole adventure before you ever leave the dock, so you know exactly where you are going. Yeah, love that they brought this, and of all the models to get the screen, I think Explorer Pro probably benefits the most. And now we're really getting to Explorer Pro territory here, folks. Because again, this PWC is all about adventuring, and just check out where we're at. This is absolutely beautiful. What an amazing canyon that you can just cruise through. Now this is all no wake zone, so we're limited to 5 miles per hour, but you wouldn't want to fly through here just because it's so incredible. What a cool place to come with your watercraft. And sure, any PWC will come down here. It's not like you need an Explorer Pro. But if you want just some of that extra convenience and comfort and dryness, that's what this thing's all about. And then being able to carry, you know, so much on the back, especially those fuel caddies. You can see that's our guide today, Adam. He's a Sea-Doo ambassador. We shot a whole walk around with his rig that's here on the channel. But he's got those 2 fuel caddies on the back, and that's the key here. You might need it. So as we cruise through the canyon here, let me just offer a few more thoughts on Explorer Pro and kind of clarify the bow hunting thing I talked about earlier. It was definitely real, but it matters what kind of water you're on. And that might seem obvious, but I don't want it to seem like when you're on flat, smooth water like this, you're all over the place, because you're really not. As we kind of made our way out of the main sort of body of water of Lake Havasu and more into this channel and this canyon and stuff, I found that the bow hunting got better because there was just less waves sort of hitting me from all different angles. When you're on a busy lake with all kinds of boats everywhere, you're catching wake from all different directions, that's when I felt like it was actually a lot more pronounced. So yeah, you know, and then in big water, water, it's probably going to be even more pronounced than that. But yeah, on the flat water, on the glassy water, I really didn't feel it at all. So I just wanted to clarify that too, that it's one of those things where, is it present? Sure. Is it a deal breaker? Not really for me. And it's something that, you know, PWCs have had for the longest time too. It's not a new thing. There are some better ones out there for it, some better new models than this Explorer Pro, I would say, but I also wouldn't say that it's sort of a massive detriment or anything like that. So we're coming back through this gorge now, and it is a no-wake zone, and this Sea-Doo does have no-wake mode. It also has cruise control as well, so I just shut it off, but I can go ahead and turn that no-wake mode back on, and you can see down here it says L6 right there. So then using the up-down button on my handlebars, you can set that, let's see how high it goes, up to L9, so that's 9 miles an hour. We need to be a little slower than that. Yeah, closer to 6 or 7. I'll leave it on L7. But that's nice, and now I don't need to have my hand over here on the throttle. It'll just cruise along at no wake speed, which is nice. And then the cruise control, when you are moving at speed, the way that works is it allows you to squeeze the throttle all the way to the bar and just hold it there, and then it will speed limit you at whatever you set it at. And the idea is that riding with that closed hand is a lot more comfortable than to have to ride sort of 3/4 of the way, pulling that thing down for a long period of time. So nice to have that. The other cool thing here is the IDF system. That's the Intelligent Debris Free System. Now, I'm not showing that off to you today, but the way that works essentially is it will blow things out from the intake grate. So if you've ever sucked up weeds, rocks, algae, anything that got up into that intake grate and stopped your impeller from working properly, well, the Sea-Doo is able to actually blow that stuff out the bottom. And yes, I've been in the water many times unclogging intake grates, so nice to have an automatic system that will just do it for you. And I did actually get a chance to use it in Florida last year with the Sea-Doo Fish Pro Trophy. If you go check out my video with that, I actually rode into some weeds until it got clogged up, and then I used the IDF and it worked beautifully. Now that's on a lot of Sea-Doo models, but once again, on a model like the Explorer Pro, where you assume you're probably riding in shallow water where there is more weeds, algae, dirt, debris, rocks, I think that system is even more important. So happy to have the IDF here on Explorer Pro as well. I got to take a quick break right now just to give a shout out to Lake Havasu City, Arizona. What a beautiful place. I've been here before, but never on the water. And you know, for me, coming from Ontario, there's just something so cool about being surrounded by the desert, but being out here on the water. Right now, we're just actually here on this sandbar. So you can see it's, you know, a foot, 2 feet deep, maybe something like that. But yeah, for me, it's just so surreal that you can be out here in the middle of this desert atmosphere and still be, yeah, on the water. So cool. I'm used to being out here in side-by-sides or trucks or Wranglers, not on a watercraft. So yeah, if you've never made it out here to Lake Havasu, the self-proclaimed PWC capital of the world, definitely recommend you get here. And with that, folks, we've come to the end of this video. So now please drop into the comments, let me know your thoughts on the Sea-Doo Explorer Pro. And while you're down below, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe. Hey, offer us some hype. That's a new thing on YouTube. If you're on your phone, hit the like button, then you'll see the hype button. And if you hype this video up, it will help us out a lot. I would appreciate it. So yeah, that's it for this one. Do all of that stuff and then come right back here to the channel and see what we're testing next. See ya.